Understanding Revelation, Chapter 18, 3-7. Revelation chapter 18 is part of the New Testament, attributed to John the Apostle, and it offers a prophetic vision concerning the fall of Babylon. Verses 3-7 focus on the reasons for Babylon's downfall and the consequences of its actions. Here's a detailed breakdown.
Indulgence in sin. The verse describes how all nations have drunk from the wine of the wrath of her fornication, symbolizing the widespread influence of Babylon's sinful practices. The imagery of drunkenness conveys a loss of control and moral corruption. Complicity of kings and merchants. The kings of the earth are depicted as having indulged in immoral acts with Babylon, while merchants have become wealthy through her excessive luxuries. This highlights the interconnectedness of political, economic, and moral corruption. Call for separation. A voice from heaven urges people to come out of her, my people, indicating a warning for the faithful to distance themselves from Babylon's sinful ways. This separation is essential to avoid sharing in her sins and receiving her plagues. Accumulated sins. The verse mentions that Babylon's sins have reached up to heaven, signifying the extent and gravity of her transgressions. This imagery underscores the inevitability of divine retribution. Retribution. The verse calls for Babylon to be repaid according to her deeds, suggesting a principle of divine justice. The idea of receiving double for her works emphasizes the severity of her punishment. Pride and arrogance. Babylon is described as having glorified herself and lived in luxury. The verse highlights her arrogance as she claims to be a queen and not a widow, indicating a false sense of security and denial of impending doom. The promise of torment and sorrow reflects the consequences of her prideful behavior. Interpretation and reflection. Revelation 18:3-7 serves as a powerful warning against moral and spiritual corruption. It emphasizes themes of divine justice, the dangers of complicity and wickedness, and the call for believers to remain steadfast in their integrity. The passage invites reflection on the consequences of pride and excess, urging a return to righteousness and humility.